That's really where my life ended. I'm not living now, I'm just functioning.
Dan Golvach knew returning to the spot would not be easy. On January 31st, 2015, Spencer Golvach, Dan Golvach's son, was headed home from a night out with his girlfriend when authorities in Houston say Victor Reyes pulled up next to the 25-year-old and shot him dead, less than a mile from Golvach's apartment. Reyes killed 2 people that night and wounded 3 others before Harris County Sheriff's deputies killed him in a shootout.
You know, immediately you start asking questions. Well, who, what, and how? And so then you know, the information started trickling in. Okay, it was an illegal alien. Okay, what about the illegal alien? Well, we know that he's been deported some.
Reyes, a native of Reynosa, Mexico, just across the border from McAllen, had a criminal record listing burglaries and assaults dating back to at least 2002. He had been removed from the country 4 times, but every time he re-entered. Reyes faced up to 20 years in federal prison in 2005 after he beat up an inmate when he was already behind bars for his 4th illegal re-entry. But the U.S. attorney offered him a deal. In exchange for accepting responsibility, Reyes served just 5 years and was deported upon completing his sentence in 2010. He would illegally re-enter a 5th time. A U.S. Justice Department spokeswoman said such plea deals are made to ensure convictions are secured without undergoing costly trials. But Dan Golvach said the system needs major change.
This idea that there's any kind of border is a joke. And I turned right back around and moseyed on up to the sanctuary city of Houston, and he was open for business.
For a number of years, critics said Houston was a sanctuary for undocumented immigrants because, for one, Houston police were forbidden to ask a person's citizenship status. And the city did not have a good working relationship with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, detaining what they call criminal aliens in the jail.
So please push this bill forward so we can start enforcing the laws that are already on the books.
Weeks after burying his son, Golvach testified during the 2015 Texas legislative session for a bill that would have required local authorities to cooperate with federal immigration agencies. But the legislation stalled. Opponents of such policies argued that strict immigration enforcement at the local level would result in undocumented immigrants arrested for minor crimes getting deported, breaking up families.
When they talk about compassion, splitting up families, well, you know what? I'd rather have Spencer in another country that I can go visit him, because I can't visit him where he is right now. We did the cleanup ourselves.
Spencer's mother, Julie Golvach, has spent the past year seeking answers to basic questions from Houston police, the Harris County Sheriff's Office, and federal immigration authorities. With so many jurisdictions involved, the victims from that night say they feel as though the information has been a hot potato, with each agency often referring them elsewhere.
It was almost like it was top secret information, you know.
John Weston was another victim that night, shot in the jaw at a nearby intersection minutes after Reyes killed Golvach. A year later, a Harris County grand jury declined to proceed with any further action related to the case. Details about the case are starting to trickle out, but there is much Weston and the other victims' families still don't know, like where Reyes lived or worked, where he got the pistol he used, or a definitive motive. Federal authorities who apply privacy protections to undocumented immigrants have yet to release his detailed immigration history, while Harris County and Houston police have cited ongoing investigations for withholding criminal records in the case, information Julie and Dan Golvach say would start to answer how Reyes remained here illegally.
And by virtue of illegally, it means he's not really supposed to be here. So yes, if he was not in this country, then he would have not been here to shoot my son.
His mom does this stuff.
The pair visit Spencer's gravesite often, where they choose to focus on all of the good he did during his short life, instead of the circumstances that took him away.
He developed the passion for music, and that was what made our bond between me and him so strong. And I can tell you that, you know, I mean, I was always his dad first, but he was also, bar none, he was my best friend.
In Houston, this is Alana Rocha reporting for the Texas Tribune.